Fortune doesn't favor fools.
Hey everyone, this is Scrap Computer here. This guide's going to cover and explain how much gold you get and generate when going back to base and healing in base. This of course is very important to know when you can go back so you can buy that item as early as possible. This includes variables including having gold generation items for those supports out there. If you want to ignore the maths, go into the description, the link is below for an image that describes it all. It's also at the end of the video if you want to watch it through and understand how I've got this formula. Let's get into it. First and foremost, on Summoner's Rift you gain 19 gold per 10 seconds. This means each second we gain 1.9 gold. This will be a very common variable I'll be using in calculating everything in the following. So taking this assumption into action, it's 8 seconds to recall, so if you count 8 seconds multiplied by 1.9 we generate 15.2 gold for recalling. As soon as you click that button it's 15.2 gold when you go back to base. So first and foremost, if you just need 15.2 gold and you want to go back, just hit the back key. 15.2 gold will be generated from just going recall, assuming you're going back with full HP. Disregarding this very simple variable of 15.2 gold for just backing, I want to get into more detailed approximations. So basically, when you're setting a base, regenerating health and mana, how much gold do you regenerate so you know even further more when you can go back and how much time and gold you're going to regenerate. So disregarding this very simple variable of 15.2 gold for just going back, you very rarely just go back with full HP, although it does happen if you want to get an item. Let's delve a little bit deeper on how much gold you generate while waiting for health and mana, depending on your health or mana generation. I'm going to tier this off, so let's get into it. The fountain currently gives you back 2.1% of maximum health and mana for 0.25 seconds. We can use this formula to calculate how much gold is generated while waiting for HP or mana. I notice that I will be adding in the recall time as well, so how much you get for recalling back and healing up at the percentage amount mentioned. So let's get into it even further. Backing with 1% HP or mana, basically when you're near dead. Recall takes 8 seconds and you gain 15.2 gold. A further 11.7 seconds is needed to regain full HP and mana. In this time you generate 22 gold. So 22 gold for HP and mana plus 15.2 recall gold equals 37.2 gold if you back and have 1% mana and wait for full HP. Backing with 25% or a quarter HP or mana. Recall takes as always 8 seconds and you gain 15.2 gold. A further 8.9 seconds is required for you to get full HP and mana. In this time you regenerate 16.91 gold. Overall this calculates to 16.91 gold for HP and mana plus 15.2 recall gold, which equates to a total of 32.11 gold for going back with a quarter HP. Backing with 50% or half of your HP or mana pool. Again, recall takes 8 seconds and you gain 15.2 gold. A further 6 seconds is required to get to your full HP and mana, in which you gain 11 gold. So overall 11 gold for HP and mana plus 15.2 recall gold equates to 26.2 gold for going back with half HP or mana. Backing with 75% or 3/4 of HP or mana. Finally, recall takes 8 seconds and you gain 15.2 gold as always. A further 3 seconds is needed to get to full HP and mana, during which time you gain 5.7 gold. Finally, overall this summarizes to 5.7 gold for HP and mana plus 15.2 recall gold, which in total adds up to 20.9 gold for going back with 75% HP or mana. Now for the supports, situational items and backing. With supports, backing is a little bit more effective. The gold income for all support items are the same, but I'll go over it very quickly. Spell Thieves, Frostfang and Frost Queen's Claim give you 2 gold per 10 seconds. Nomad's Medallion, Talisman of Ascension also give you 2 gold per 10 seconds. This only changes the formula ever so slightly. Again, in the formula below, this is going to include the recall from my previous section, and of course the entire equivalation, just adding on the extra gold a support would get. Backing with 1% with of course the gold generation item. 37.2 gold plus 3.94 from the gold item equals 41.14 gold. Backing with 25% HP with the gold generation item. 32.11 gold plus 3.38 gold from the gold item equates to 35.49 gold. Backing with 50% with the gold generation item is 26.2 gold plus 2.8 from the gold item, which equals 29 gold. Backing with 75% with an item of course equals 20.9 gold plus 2.2 from the gold item equals 23.1 gold. A slight note just at the end of this section, I didn't consider Avarice Blade because no one realistically uses it in any elo, and I actually don't want people using it because it's a very greedy item, doesn't give you enough combat stats, but that's a rant for another day. I'm not going to add into the maths because basically no one uses it and it's useless. Mastery variables. Phase Walker Mastery. This mastery gives you 1 second less time in your recall channels, so for this, take 1.9 gold away from any of the formulas and bang, the dirt is gone. Very simple. I'm not going to add it in for each one because it would be a waste of time. Simply managing 1.9 is enough. Greed Mastery. This mastery grants you 0.5, 1 and 1.5 gold per 10 seconds. Manually add 1.5 gold on the approximation depending upon the timescale and diagram which is stated myself, or of course verbally, or of course in the diagram in the description, which you should be downloading. This will make a variance of 1 to 3.5 gold, which again I'm not going to redo because I believe you can just add in these slight variables. That's it. This tip is extremely useful in knowing what's your earliest time in which you can back to base. In bot lane as AD carry, you want to know how far you can go back or how early you can go back for that BF sword when you've got full HP. As a support, you want to know when you can go back to get that sightstone upon arrival. As top lane, you want to know when you can go back and get that next big item. As bully Ezreal, you want to go back and get that tier as early as you literally possibly can. The professionals do this trick. They have calculated the gold on a back and they do this trick. So they generate their tier and get that mid-game a lot earlier. Again, it's kind of a little bit niche and it isn't that massive tip, but a small little appendage of knowing when you can go back and immediately bang that item is so useful. It's unbelievably useful. I've started using this in my blue Ezreal and I get my tier 40 seconds earlier. 40 seconds is a long time for a blue Ezreal, but again, I digress. You get my drift, guys. If calculated, this can be useful. And that's it for the guide, guys. If you like it, dislike it, dislike it. If you like the content, subscribe. And if you hate it or find it horribly useful or extremely lazy, you can unsub. I'm totally fair. Besides this, guys, have a great day. And as always, best of luck in the Rift. P.S. I hate Arthur.